Let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a decision? A real decision entirely on your own. A decision where no one nudged you, where no external influence shaped your thoughts, where the outcome wasn't subtly guided by forces you didn't even see. Think about that for a second. You see, most people would say, well, I make my own decisions all the time. But do you? I mean, really, do you? Or are you simply being led to believe that you do? Well, that's what we're diving into today, the illusion of choice. And by the time we are done, you'll never look at your decisions the same way again. You see, manipulators, whether they're marketers, politicians, media, or even people in your personal life, are masters at making you feel like you are in control while they carefully guide you towards the outcome they want. The most effective manipulation doesn't feel like manipulation, it feels like your idea. Think about the times when a salesperson didn't push you to buy something but instead gave you options, and suddenly you felt empowered to choose. Did you ever stop to ask who designed those options in the first place? Or when you vote for a candidate, believing it's your free will, who shaped the information that led you to that conclusion? This is the power of the illusion of choice. And here is the scariest part. It works best when you don't realize it's happening. The human brain is wired to crave autonomy. We need to feel like we're in control. Manipulators understand this at a deep level and use it against us. Now, here are just a few of the psychological tactics they use. Number one, limited choices. You see, when you are presented with A or B, you rarely stop to ask, is there a C? Or do I even need to choose at all? You simply pick one of the given options, believing you made the decision. Number two, the illusion of free will. The best con artists and manipulators don't take away your freedom of choice. They shape the environment so that the decision they want you to make feels like the most logical one. The third is commitment bias. Once you start down a path, your brain wants to stay consistent. If a manipulator gets you to take a small step in their direction, you'll likely keep going, convincing yourself it was your decision all along. Number four, social proof and fear of missing out. You see, if everyone is doing something, you're more likely to follow. Manipulators create artificial popularity to make you feel like you're choosing to be a part of the crowd rather than being led. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever walked into a store and seen a product labeled as bestseller or limited time only and suddenly felt a strong urge to buy? You think you're making an independent choice, but you're actually responding to a psychological trigger. Have you ever been in a relationship where someone made you think you were deciding to do something, but in reality, they framed the conversation so well that there was really only one acceptable answer? Parents do this to kids, bosses do this to employees, partners do this to each other. Even your smartphone is manipulating you right now. Social media platforms carefully curate your field, showing you only what keeps you engaged. You think you're choosing what to see, but in reality, an algorithm is making that choice for you. Now that you see how deep this illusion goes, what can you do about it? Here is where it gets interesting, because once you recognize manipulation, you can take back control. Ask more questions. You see, before making decisions, ask yourself, who benefits from this choice? If the answer isn't clearly you, take a step back. Look for a third option. Whenever you're given a choice between A or B, pause. Ask yourself, is there a C or D, or even an option to opt out entirely? Be aware of emotional triggers. If a choice feels urgent or limited or emotional, that's a red flag. Manipulators love using urgency to push you into directions you wouldn't make with a clear head. Follow the money. If someone is guiding you towards a decision, figure out who stands to gain from it. This is true in marketing, politics, and even personal relationships. Practice independent thinking. Read different perspectives. Step outside your echo chambers and actively seek out alternative viewpoints. The more informed you are, the harder it is to manipulate you. If you take nothing else from this, take this. Every day, forces you don't see are shaping your thoughts, your desires, and your choices. The illusion of choice is everywhere, but now you see the game. And when you see the game, you can choose to play differently. So, next time you're about to make a decision, stop, breathe, ask yourself, is this really my choice or is it someone making it for me? Because the moment you start questioning, you've already begun taking back your power. I hope this has helped someone today. Thank you for listening or watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.